Robert, you
double
require
18
36.
to put him onto 10 points and to
match,
put himself in
Thornton.
front and give himself a cushion at the top of the table. 4 points is now the lead, but Robert back in Group A as he gets the better Caron by 4 legs to 0. He just managed to find a kick towards the line. It was a slow and tepid start, but that 115 really did kick the fawn into life and kick the can as far as Caron was concerned. We're going to take a short break and maybe return. Daryl Pilgrim takes on Colin Osborne for 3-1. Just to keep him in the game, double 8.
Game shot on the 4th flag.
He
Colin
forces
Osborne.
Pilgrim to serve it out.
Match opportunity for Pilgrim. He needs to go through the card to give himself any hope of winning this group. He's
42.
also going to need to hope Colin Osborne doesn't take out 90 if he's going to win the game 4-2. Double 15. Take us all the way. Game led by Pilgrim at 3-0.
Game shot on the
Does
6th flag.
go
Colin
the
Osborne.
distance. Colin Osborne went the distance in his opening game yesterday when he took on Robert Thornton.
He struggled on his doubles, but then found 2 big ton plus outs. Can he find a 1-2-4 to win the game? In 12 darts, double 11 to do exactly that. Oh, that was superb from Daryl Pilgrim. What a way to finish. A 1-2-4 and a 12 darter in the deciding leg to overcome Colin Osborne by 4 legs to 3. Pilgrim, who raced into a 3-0 advantage. Osborne raced back, but it's Pilgrim who picked the points up in the end, courtesy of that 1-2-4 checkout. 4 from 6 on the doubles, much improved upon his display yesterday. Pilgrim, a 4-3 victor against Colin Osborne. Coming up after the break, the favourite to win the week, Chris Landman in action as he takes on the former champ, Conan Whitehead. Treble 17 and the bullseye for Whitehead isn't going to go. And so does Landman have an active darting defiance upon him on the 146.
$100.
Close, but not close enough.
Conan, you require 64.
Can he get any closer to Conan, or is this where Whitehead wins it? It's 2 darts, a double 8, and he only needs 1.
Conan
Well,
Whitehead.
it could have been easier for Conan Whitehead, but in the end, he does conquer Chris Landman and picks up his first win in his first match of Wednesday's action. 4-2, decent display as well. Good value for that victory. 10 points better off in the averages. 3 140s and a maximum for Whitehead, and an 80 checkout to go with a 64 that just won the match. He joins Daryl Pilgrim on 4 points. Chris Landman stays on 6, and Robert Thornton has had the perfect start to today. Coming next, Colin Osborne meets Caron.
Osborne has an opportunity to complete the 1-2-7 and game. Yes, double 8. For the 1-2-7 and game, and that could be a game-changing visit. He breaks the throw, he leads 2-0.
Colin, you require 92.
This is for a 3-0 lead, and it'd be 3 legs in the 15 range. This could be a second 14 darter.
Shot on the 3rd leg.
14, 15, 14 for Colin Osborne to move him into a 3-0 lead.
One more chance. One more opportunity for the 4-0. Leg difference could really come into play in these groups, especially being just a 2-day group. And that is where the danger could lie for Caron, who today has not hit the same heights as he did yesterday. He's yet to register a leg. He has had 14 opportunities at the outer ring, but yet to convert. But that game was all about the brilliance of Colin Osborne, who keeps rolling back the years on Colin Osborne 2.0. Coming up next is the man top of the table, Robert Thornton, taking on the WDF World Championship runner-up, Chris Landman.
Is what Landman needs to land the match. Tops.
Game shot.
For a superb way to win the match. A 120 to depose of the Fawn by 4 legs to 2. That's back-to-back victories against Robert Thornton now for Chris Landman following a 4-0 success in yesterday's meeting. And what a way to finish it off with a 120 finish. Thornton fought his way back into the match. Tops was handy for him, but it was just that scoring power that Landman exuded in the key parts that was the difference there. 4 from 7 on the doubles as well. It's not too bad either. Coming up after the break, Daryl Pilgrim against Caron Whitehead. Double 18.
Game shot on the third
For
leg.
back-to-back
Daryl
12s, it's 2-1. This is quite the Titanic tungsten tussle.
Conan, you require 63.
This is our worst leg for a while. It's the first time we've gone into the 5th visit. It's
Game
got
shot on the
13
fourth
ball.
leg. Conan
That is
Whitehead.
incredible. And that is quite simply barbaric from Caron Whitehead.
Group B discussion. He's currently 4 points off the pace in that race. But this is a quality game of darts.
108.
Pilgrim averaging 110. Whitehead 107. And he may have to take the 1-2-1 out. He may take the 1-2-1 out. But he can't pin the bull again. And so Pilgrim comes back for 80 to lead 3-2.
They're enjoying this. Both players are enjoying the battle. And I say this so often. They get games where there is so much head shaking going on.
Tiller, he finds himself on 158. But Whitehead gets first go at the big fish. For the big finish. The bullseye.
122. Daryl, you require
Well, Pilgrim's opportunity now.
158.
Needs 2 trebles for the double. For the points. Won't be happy with that. Bit of board between that and the treble. But he sets it up beautifully.
Conan, you require 48.
It was a clutch 48 that saw Whitehead win the last leg. It's another clutch 48 which sees him win the match. And Caron Whitehead comes back from behind, comes back from the brink to beat Daryl Pilgrim by 4 legs to 3. An incredible game. The game of the week, the game of the year. 4-3 to Whitehead with 102 average. Daryl Pilgrim losing with an average in excess of 105. Caron Whitehead 4 from 10 on the finishes, including a 13 bull on 63. Whitehead the winner in a real good game. Coming up after the break, Chris Landman and Colin Osborne go toe-to-toe.
Chris, you require 18. No score. Colin, you require
And he's bust the
20.
double 9, and that was a 23rd missed dart at a double in this match, and that might be the last one he gets. Because Osborne steps in on the double 10, stepping in like he has done all game. He is taking advantage of the numerous opportunities that Chris Landman gave him. 23 missed darts at a double in that one by Chris Landman. And Colin Osborne, with that 44% on the doubling, was able to take full advantage of that. A 4-1 victory for the Wizard in that one. Coming up after the break, Daryl Pilgrim off the back of that 105 average in defeat to Caron Whitehead is in action against Caron.
Daryl, you require 126.
Another double 6 to
Game shot on
turn the
fourth
screw.
leg, Daryl Pilgrim.
That
Be the slip.
Daryl, you require 20.
The worst possible time.
And so Pilgrim comes back for double 10
shot
to pick
and the
the
match,
points up to
Daryl
win
Pilgrim.
4-3. At times it was a battle with himself as well as his opponent, Caron. A 92-47 average, a 13 darter in the final leg of the match to get the better of the Belgian by 4 legs to 3. That 1-2-6, well, that could have been key. His opponent was sat on a 2-dart combo. He nailed that, and he nails a 4-3 win. It's not enough to take him off the foot of the table, but it's a win nonetheless. Coming up after the break, it's a battle of 2 Super Series heavyweights as Caron Whitehead, the Series 1 champion, takes on the 2-time World Senior champ in Robert Thornton. 6 miss for the leg, and Thornton
Robert,
comes
you
back.
require
And if it's been
49.
one thing that Thornton's been good on today, it's been tops.
Game shot on the
And he is
first
again.
leg, Robert
He breaks the throw of
Thornton.
Whitehead, who has spurned 6 opportunities to win the leg, and Thornton is 1 up.
Caron Whitehead. Thornton now got a match opportunity once again. But won't get the dart at the
54.
double. It's advantage Caron. He's
Conan, you
now
require
installed as the
16.
favourite to go on to win this match.
Game
He
shot on the
certainly will
sixth
be
leg,
now.
Conan Whitehead.
Going into a last leg shootout. He has
52.
gave him in the first place.
He has missed 12 at a double in this match, Conan Whitehead,
Game shot.
but he is not
match,
going to
Conan
miss
Whitehead.
a 13th as Conan Whitehead gets the better of Robert Thornton by 4 legs to 3, and the Fawn, who had an almighty cushion at the top of the table, is seeing it dwindled and dwindled and dwindled to the point of no return. Conan Whitehead puts himself in the Group B picture with a 4-3 win against the Fawn with an average of 82.51, 4 out of 16 when it came to the doubling. Whitehead, the victor against the Fawn. Coming up after the break, Jeroen Caron and Chris Landman go toe-to-toe.
Chris, you require 14.
Can Chris crawl over the line?
Game shot.
Yes, he
and the
can.
match, Chris
Eventually,
Landman.
Chris Landman picks up the win that puts him onto 10 points and keeps him in the equation. He beats Jeroen Caron by 4 legs to 2, just to ask the question of Colin Osborne and Robert Thornton. He moves on to 10 points. After the break, we'll see what Osborne's response is. He takes on Conan Whitehead. If the Barbarian wins this match, we'll have 4 players at the top of the table, all tied on the same number of points. It threatens to be a drama-ridden end to Group A, so do join us after the break to see how Osborne and Whitehead get on when they go toe-to-toe. Not to be, and so Conan Whitehead to close out a 4-0 win.
26.
His 4th win of
Conan,
the
you
day.
require 36.
He wants double 18.
Game
The
shot.
response
and the match,
of
Conan
a champion.
Whitehead.
Conan Whitehead, who was down at the depths of the league table, has put in a day, 4 wins in a row, which puts him in the mix as an outsider. A 4-0 win with a 92.5 average against Colin Osborne has leapfrogged him to 3rd. A couple of games ago, Colin Osborne was top of the table. He's now 4th. It's advantage Chris Landman, Robert Thornton to play against Daryl Pilgrim, and if Pilgrim wins this, we'll have an unprecedented situation. 4 players tied on the same number of points going into the last round of fixtures.
$40. Daryl, you require 167. $43.
Slip there for Pilgrim to allow Thornton some hope in this leg. More than a little bit of hope here for Robert Thornton. A
159.
perfect visit to the board.
Daryl, you require
Puts him 100 ahead of his
124.
opponent, who does get first poke.
Game shot on the first
Not just a
leg,
poke, but a
Daryl
hit.
Pilgrim.
1-2-4 for Daryl Pilgrim to take the opening leg.
You require 104. Game shot on the 4th leg, Robert
A touch
Thornton.
of class from Robert Thornton, a 104. We hear
Robert, you
the
require
phrase a lot,
40.
the right things at the right times.
Game
And
shot
that
and the match,
is exactly
Robert
what Robert
Thornton.
Thornton has done in this match. When it mattered, he mustered. 4 out of 4 on the doubles, a ton plus checkout, and a 16 darter to defeat Daryl Pilgrim by 4 legs to 2. And once again, he's the pace setter. He allows Daryl Pilgrim down the stairs because Thornton is at the top step as things stand still. A 93.65 average, 4 out of 4 on the doubles, including that 104 checkout. For Pilgrim, well, he is consigned to the bottom of the table for now. Coming up after the break, we begin the final lap of fixtures. It kicks off with Conan Whitehead. Victory for him will put him on 12 points. He takes on Jeroen Caron. And he's been one of those players that has kind of been on the right side of what once upon a time we called nappy power. Said that when he won the title back in
121.
October 2022, that was his inspiration, and that family was the only reason he's still playing the sport. He contemplated walking away from the game.
83.
But now, wait, winning as much as ever, and you could argue he's in the form of his life.
100.
With darts like that, it's hard to argue.
80. 85.
And now he really is kicking towards the line. He had his little bit of a spell in the middle of the match, but he's come back kicking and fighting, and he could win it with a 10.
1-2-1, 180, 180 for Whitehead.
60.
Give himself a chance to put
Conan, you
himself on
require
12 points
20.
after his 10 fixtures.
Game shot. And the match.
Conan Whitehead
Conan
with
Whitehead.
the perfect day. He puts himself in the picture. It's a happy, happy barbarian who has won 5 from 5 to keep his hopes alive. He'll now sit in the practice room and await his fate. An 89 average, 4 out of 7 when it came to the doubling. Conan Whitehead, a 4-2 victor against Caron. Coming up after the break, it's now Chris Landman's turn. If he wins, he moves on to 12 points. He takes on Pilgrim. Pressure on this 80.
You require 80.
Landman threatens the break in 3-1. Gonna be 1 dart at tops. Oh my goodness, it caught the flight.
Game
But it
shot on
gave
a
him,
4 flag.
ironically, the
Pilgrim.
perfect sighter for tops. 8-8 for the match, the 14 dart leg.
Game
And
shot
Darryl
and the match.
Pilgrim has
Darryl
ousted
Pilgrim.
the hopes of Chris Landman, who is going to have to do it on Thursday and Friday to progress through to Saturday night's final. His hopes have been banished by Mr. P, who gets a W to end a tumultuous Group A campaign. A 4-2 win for the man from South Croydon with a 92.68 average and 4 out of 14 on the doubling. Coming up after the break, it all comes down to Thornton against Osborne.
In this one, to land a big blow. It could be dealt a big blow. The double
Game
six
shot on a
lands for
4
Colin
flag.
Osborne.
Colin
He is a
Osborne.
leg away. If Colin Osborne wins this leg, he wins
5th
the
leg.
group.
It's Robert to throw first.
If he loses this leg,
Game
he
on.
can no longer win the group.
But he can send Whitehead in. It's going to have to be the bullseye for the match. It's Whitehead's favourite double.
45.
And it was nearly the one that sent
Robert,
him
you
through to
require
Saturday night,
112.
courtesy of Colin Osborne. Treble 20, double 16. Thornton has a dart to qualify. He
Game
finds a
shot on the 6th
112
leg. Robert
to send
Thornton.
himself through to Saturday night's final. And for a 10th time, Robert Thornton is a
7th and
Super
final
Series
leg. It's Robert to
finalist.
throw first. Game on.
But there's still importance to this leg. Because
125.
the live league table has Osborne +2 10 points, Landman +2 10 points. Osborne, if he loses this leg, moves on to +1. And so from winning the group, he may find himself in Group C.
60. Robert, you require 107.
He's already found a 112. Can he finish off with a 107?
$59.
He's going to come back for the match. He didn't have to win the match, but it would most certainly be the icing on top of the cake for the Fawn. There was a time where it looked like he was
59.
strolling
require
towards
48.
Saturday night. He was made to work for it in the end.
Game
But
shot
Thornton
and the
finds
match.
tops,
Robert
and he is the man
Thornton.
at the top of the group. The Scot wins the lot. He is into Saturday night for a record 10th time. Colin Osborne had the opportunity to do so himself. He misses out. He then couldn't back for Conan Whitehead, who was also in the picture. Thornton, a 4-3 winner against Colin Osborne. And so it's going to be the Scot that progresses through to Saturday night's final at the expense of Whitehead, at the expense of Osborne, who is now consigned to Group C because on legs difference, Chris Landman now finishes above him in that 3rd spot and a place in tomorrow night's darts. And so it is Caron and Darryl Pilgrim who will be joining Osborne in C. Chris Landman and Conan Whitehead will be playing Group B darts tomorrow night. But your group winner is Robert Thornton, courtesy of a 4-3 win against Colin Osborne.
He certainly is, yeah. Have you ever seen an end to a group like that? There was something special, wasn't it?
Jeopardy was the first word I used when we looked at this 2-day Group A with that one position available, and wow, I loved that. going into that last game, 7 possible outcomes in a game where we're playing first to 4, and we had 4 different possibilities coming out of it. It was a really, really intriguing game. Colin Osborne was a dart away, missed a dart of the ball to win the group, and now he's going to go into Group C. So that just shows you how tightly contested this group was.
Yeah, it certainly does. Right, let's take a recap at the results today. Now, Robert Thornton's got there in the end. He won his first match 4-0, and then there was a little drop in the middle. It started to look like it might slip away, but he's come back firing in the end there, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that's what Robert Thornton's very good at, and that's what Robert Thornton's done over the years. He's just a born winner. He just keeps winning. He knows how to get over the line, whether he's playing well or whether he's not. He just finds a way to get that victory.
He certainly does, and he's actually joined us now. Robert, congratulations. You showed that fight that you so often do, and you threw to a 10th finals night here at the Super Series.
Yeah, as you said, I won the first game 4-0 and then couldn't find nothing. It was like trying to shoot fish in a barrel, and nothing was going. And then the last couple of games, I started finding a little rhythm.
Yeah, it certainly did. How have you felt coming into it in this new year? Played some good stuff yesterday as well, 4 out of 5.
It's been good. I mean, if you look at the group that we've been in we're only playing 2 days, and it's a hard group. Do you know what I mean? And we've all come in there and just enjoyed ourselves.
It's looked like it as well. You'll enjoy this. We're going to show you the league table. There you are at the top. Now, were you aware of all the permutations going into that last match?
No. Colin and I were sitting in the back and we thought, do you know what? We'll just got to play with that. Whoever wins, wins, and whoever goes through, goes through.
And there was moments in the match it looked like he might win. He's ended up finishing 4th. He's going to be in Group C tomorrow now.
I know, it's mad. I mean, he's probably been one of the most steadiest players through this past couple of days, and he's sitting in 4th, and he's got to come in tomorrow morning, which is mad.
It certainly is.
We had a conversation in Skegness last year, and I was commentating on your week then. And going into that, I says, what can you give me, Robin? You say, it's about time I win one. Is that still the same message here?
Yeah. I mean, I've made umpteen Saturday nights. I've not won one. I want to win it. I really do want to win it. I mean, I won one Saturday night, and it was before they brought in Champions Week. It was when it was in Southampton. And, yeah, I want to win one here.
Well, let's have a look at how the groups are breaking down for the rest of the week. Look, you know where you're going, Saturday night.
Yeah, I've got 2 days off. I'm quite happy.
Yeah, we'll get that for you a little bit later. But, yeah, you're a couple of days off. Is that important for you? Is that the kind of thing that, look, you always tell us you don't want to hear the questions about not getting through Saturday, but winning Group A, getting those 2 days off, does that suit you?
Well, I'm one of them players. I'd rather be playing all 5 days. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's old school or something like that. I think sometimes the 2 days off puts a lot of players off. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. I've done the same. I've won the Group A.
Me,
and
preferably, I'd rather have lost today and still played Thursday, Friday. And it's only for the match practice, if you know what I mean. Not guaranteed you're going to get through, but it's still in your head you're good enough to get through anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just one of them. I like playing all the time.
So how will you address that? Will you go and have a throw the next couple of days somewhere, make sure you keep the arm loose?
Well, to be honest with you, I've got a board up in the room. So over the next couple of days, yeah, I'll have my little lie in. I'll go for breakfast and I'll keep practicing.
Right, let's have a little chat about something else, because there's something else going on today, isn't there? There's a certain final at the World Championship, and it involves, well, a couple of players that you'll know quite well. Luke Humphreys, of course, same management team, and Luke Littler, who really impressed on this stage.
Yeah, I think it swings and roundabouts at the minute. I think the press could kill Luke. I also think that if he wins it, yeah, fair on him, fair play, but I think it could damage his career getting put in the Premier League at this early stage. I mean, he's not played a pro tour, whereas 106 average you could still lose. Do you know what I mean? So it's how he's going to deal with it. And it's how, I don't know, it's his mentality.
You got any thoughts on who you think will win the match tonight?
I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be a very quick game, but my money's on Luke Humphreys.
There we go. Matt?
Do you want to know something sickening as well as the seniors World Champ? Combined age of the World Championship finalists, 44.
I wished I was.
It kind of brings me on to my final question as well. Look, we've got that World Championship tonight. You're also gearing up for a defence of your world title.
Yeah.
As you've won it twice. This is perfect preparation, isn't it, for next month?
Yeah, I mean, I've to be honest with you, coming into this week, I never really lifted my darts. I haven't practiced. I've had a little bit of trouble with my arm. I'm still getting pains when I throw, but it's one of them, innit? I put some deep heat on, I'll practice, I'll work through it, and if it's good enough on the day, then I'll retain the Worlds.
Well, it was certainly good enough this day. Thanks for your company, Matt. Well done, Robert. We'll see
Thank
you
you
once again on Saturday. Yep, the big match, of course, tonight in the world of darts, but the big player at the Super Series so far this week and through to finals night is Robert Thornton.